Welcome to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
Okay, from there, we've got to go in. They do their little build up, and it's a Twitter, I think, behind the scenes. But it's Chase U. It's Duke and Thea and Mr. Andre Chase out there at the stadium where they're going to have the match at, and they're letting them know. Man, Andre is letting Duke and Thea know that, hey, look, he came here as a kid and watched match. It'd be like me going back and going to the Mid-South Coliseum and taking somebody by there and going out, saw, as a kid. So, but it's cold as heck outside, and then you can see the breath. And Duke's got his sleeves off there, so, but he does his little pep talk, and then they go into the four-way championship match. So you've got Chase U, which is Duke and Andre. Then you've got Pretty Deadly with Kip and Elton, and then you've got the Gallas. You got Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, and you got the New Day. With Kofi and Xavier. All right, so this is, what it's going to be. It's going to be an organized hockey fight is what this is. A four-way is always going to be. I will say in this match, these are just some, let's see here. These are just some realities I took from this match. Pretty Deadly and New Day come out and they do the funny. And then Chase U gets involved a little bit, and they're still in the funny. Then the Gallus brothers get involved, and crap gets real. So it's just like they're just business, baby, So, and Booker T, I love Booker T's angle on New Day. He's like, man, they're taking a spot from the young guys. He doesn't like the dancing. He doesn't like this. He doesn't like that. I like it, But, in every corner, in these four ways, every corner you go, you can't take an opponent into a corner because there'll be a tag. So it's a difficult match. In the middle of this match, I did notice that Pretty Deadly had glitter on their eyes. Okay, that's all I'm going to say on that. And you can't get a pin on one of these matches because when you do, there's like 5 people flying in to knock you off of it. But, and Duke Hudson. Okay. I was waiting for the Rock style, since you are copying everybody from Rocky Johnson, just you're copying everybody. And I didn't say The Rock, I said Rocky Johnson because that's what it looks more like. He's copying when he does his little hand rolls and stuff. And there's different generations of wrestlers that have done it. But here's what we go into. This is a pretty good match. They're going off of it. And actually, to tell you the truth, I think I gave this a B- or a C+ is what I gave this. But with Andre being with Chase, Mr. Chase, being a hometown guy, he's got to lose. You're always losing your hometown. And so they run through this. Pretty Deadly looks good. And look, Pretty Deadly, when I started just watching them in the ring when they're going, I could see them modeling some of their stuff off the Midnight Express. Because they had that kind of look. When they're going at it and they're working, they work great. But what I was going to say is Duke Hudson does a kick up. All right, and I see him inching over to the rope, and I see him grab the rope, and then he uses the rope for assistance on the kick up. Okay, so I'm not going to call cheating because I don't think I can do it with the rope. I know I can't now, but in my younger days, I'm not sure if I could have. But he does a kick up off that. That allows for a teachable moment and into a figure four. So they brought in Flair's figure four from the hometown boy. So now they've done everything now. So you get Xavier in there, and then bam, Gallus does a couple of moves. Boom, pins Mr. Woods. And what we have, folks, is new champs. So there we go on that one. And then we go into the ladies' championship match. Now, before that, they do a promo where Waller's bringing out some golden slippers on a pillow with a lady's Adon beside him. So, yeah, all right, so that's for the build-up for a little bit later. But you got Gigi Dolan, and you got Jacy Jayne, and you got Roxanne Perez. So, now, personally, in this match, what I would have done if I was Roxanne, I'd have let the bell ring, I'd have slapped both of them, and ran. I'd have ran outside, I'd have ran around, I'd have ran around, until they just got tired and they wanted to fight each other. But she tries to do her warrior thing because she's a Booker T student, and she's getting the push early because of Mandy Rose, I think. But there we go. So, Toxic, of course, is tearing her up for a while. She's defending herself, but Jacy Jayne almost makes the first screw up. As far as missing a punch on Roxanne and hitting Gigi. So, and then, on the outside, Gigi pulls Jacy out and says, look, we got to get on the same page again, and shake my hand. And then when she shakes her hand, she pulls her in front of Roxanne, sliding under the bottom rope to come out to get them both, but she takes the grunt of that one. So now we've got Toxic turn. We've got a Toxic turn, folks. And, and the match gets going. So, and at this time, Roxanne's kicks. She does a lot of back kicks and side kicks, and her kicks look really, really slow and really tired. And they were really having to sell for her. Just my opinion, but it looked like she got tuckered out. And I know she's an Iron Woman or whatever that is, and yeah. But I'm just saying, in this match, that's the way it ends up. Now, the girls end up fighting. This is a good match to go back and watch. Yeah, this is a good match to go back and watch. But Gigi gets put through a table that she brought out, of course. And JC gets super pop-roxed on the floor. They're kind of weak. But it ends up with a pin for Roxanne, and there we go. C-. All right. And they do an Elimination Chamber little promo. And man, you know what? You got to think about this. Back in the day, that was some inventive design work on that cage, because everybody had a cage, and back in the day Vince wanted something different. Everybody had the cage, but it is what it is. And women, I'm not sure if I went into it directly, but on that Apollo Mello, the Mr. Cato, he turned on Apollo and whooped the crap out of him. So that's a setting up with another big man. That's what I meant on that. I apologize that I missed that. I just saw that. But back to the Elimination Chamber, the design of that is just freaking amazing. And if you really look at it, the chains help you take what you can take on that. So great design. And then you got your promo gearing up for the Braun and Waller match. Now, this is what I really love about Waller. Waller, when they show him getting ready to come out for the match, He is Scott Steiner, the Big Papa Pump, baby. He has got the headgear on. You remember Scott Steiner's back in the day, the Egyptian god headgear he wore. So he's got all of that on. I mean, it's pretty freaking good. And and I hate so much that I keep mentioning scripted because everything is just really, really scripted. And I really hate that they don't give some of these young people a chance. I mean, who knows? How are you ever going to know if you're ever going to find that one take guy? I mean, back in the territory days, let me see, one take guy. Off the top of my head right away, Buddy Landell. You didn't script Buddy Landell. You told him 2 minutes. He knew the match, and he knew the cities, and you just shut up. And he did it, and then he walked away. What he did when he walked away is what got him in trouble. But anyway, that is the way it is. He was a one-take guy. So how are you ever going to know if you have a one-take guy if they never get a chance? All right, but we're going to go into the Braun Waller fight, and this has a big fight feel. A UFC kind of buzz around it. I like it. I like it a lot. They're coming out for a big cage match. For the championship. And when Waller comes out, he's got the ladies and the golden slippers, and he's ready to go. He's up in the cage, and he's acting like he ain't scared. He ain't scared. And Braun comes out, and he ain't scared either, so he goes to get in, and whop. Waller hits him with the gate door, which is a great old classic move, and they go at it on the outside. And this, I have to put as more of a B to a B plus. B. I'm going to say B match, but this is a great match. You've got, when they start off, Waller's good, and then, of course, there's a point he realizes, oh, crap, I'm in trouble, and he tries to climb out of the ring, but you can only win by pinfall or submission. And, you got to look at Waller. Now, I've read a few things on the old Twitterverse, and I'm not going to say that he looks like Vanilla Ice. I'm just going to say that he could be related. All right, and that's all I'm going to make on that one. But you got, this is a good match, and you've got everything you could want in this match. You've got Waller at some time in the match later on. He does the dog piss on you move, the ultimate ego deal. And, he gets thrown around like a rag doll, and there's a Frankensteiner involved. I mean, and at one time, Waller's whooping the crap out of Braun, and Braun's selling, and he's holding on to Braun's strap, and like, whop! And he pulls away, pulls him back with the strap, whop! And I just say that because it's a great feeling. But when it was really, really good. Braun sold a lot better than I've seen him do. And then when he got a couple moves where it looked like he was going to take over, Waller goes to the eyes. I mean, does a big knee on him, turns, but Waller was running his mouth so much. It makes you want to listen. And when you listen to his stuff, every once in a while, you can catch him going, turn your head to the right, bloke, or whatever, because he's getting ready to do his Jordan elbow. But you can't tell somebody to do that in the match with all these mics around like they have now. So, but other than that, man, a good match. At one point in time, Braun grabs him, he's got the match in hand, and he power slams him. I mean, he does his, he power slams over his head, and he throws him into the cage. All right, so it's setting up the end, and then Waller is done. All right, you know he's done. And then Braun walks over to him, and he tells him, this is my doghouse. I run NXT. And Waller, slaps back at him, and so, and before this, now what brought all this on, it really is Waller had Braun tied up in the ropes. Remember the old-fashioned days where they tied him up in the ropes? Well, he does some great offensive moves on Braun. Great moves. Slapping him, but then he does the football move on Braun. And Braun comes out of that, and that leads to it leads to a lot of moves. Leads to him being slammed into the cage, leads to him being about knocked out, and then Braun gets down, and that's when he tells him, I run NXT, this is the way it is. He slaps back at him and pisses, Braun off, so Braun goes into the ropes. And look, man, Braun, when he goes into the ropes, he's violent off of it. He builds so much speed. He's explosive. He did that earlier in the match too, but he comes off there with one hellacious spear. And, of course, that is, and he tells him before he spears him, you going to talk, well, he says it, so you going to talk shit on me at social media about me now? And then there lies the spear. And Braun wins. And then Trick and Mello, they going to come out and let them know that they're the next challenger. But Braun's on top of the cage. He done climbed up to the top of the cage. And look, I got all respect for big guys that climb to the top of anything. So this was a good match. Look, Braun sold really good in this. I was really proud of him. Everything worked really good. So, look, it was a good premium event, not a pay-per-view, but a premium event. And what can I say from that? The cage, I liked the cage match. Overall good show. So, all right, guys, this is going to be my review on this. I'm going to take a few days off and go take the wife, and we're going to go have some fun. And the review in this coming week will be by, let me see, The Gardener. The Gardener. He's coming back. He's going to give me a hand because we're old friends. And that's the man. If I can't be here, I would love him too. So always, guys, remember, rescue when you can, spay and neuter. And this is Memphis Mark, and you know what? I'm really, 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 really out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.